The game of life is a lot like football. You have to take tackle your problems, block your fears, and score your points when you get the opportunity. Those are the words of www.elitecolumn.com. It comes from nobody. It was just a plain website. But there you go. Football is a crazy old game. 2 months back, everybody was shouting for Arsenal to be stuck in a relegation mire. Lo and behold, 3 games later, Arteta is the best young manager that the world of football has ever seen. And now, United. Wait, let me see. Do I have any bottle around me? Mark, do you have a bottle around you?
I mean,
Quack,
I have
quack.
a cup. I have a cup, but it's not. I'm not using it yet, man.
You have a cup, dude. Then definitely you have the wrong utensil around you because you guys are now the biggest bottle. Get ready to get a call from FNN Coca-Cola Company because they will replace all of your bottles with your manager, Ole, the real bottle in town. And then we also have City, Man City. People were sleeping on them. Nobody gave them a prayer. Everybody were coming out with derogatory term, fraudiola, fraud this, fraud there, fraud there. And now, all of a sudden, Fraudiola in the final once again, 4 years in a row. Oh my goodness, how exciting football is right now for us. And also, Mark, before we start, before we go further, before we pull you right into the mud, how have you been, my lovely co-host, Mark Horsage?
How am I? I'm coping well, man. I'm just waiting for the next league game. I'll be
Oh, okay.
looking for the league, man.
That's positive of you. That's really
Yeah.
positive.
Let's
And
think the other way.
and how was your New Year's celebration?
New Year. Ooh,
Yes,
fantastic, man. Until last night, everything changed.
everything changed. True. So you know, right? This really overused joke. New Year, same old shit. I think right now it will be felt keenly all across the board for all United fans, right?
Yeah,
It's
man.
safe to say that New Year, same old shit, Ole back to factory setting. So I'm glad that you are here with us. You also see we got two lovely guests today. Today we go slightly Boomer Town FC today. Alright. No space for the youngins. We need only the Boomer Town in town. I'll start first with Opa. Opa, metal ash gray hair. Opa, how have you coping with that hair?
Thanks for having me here. Wrong color lah. I wanted silver. Now I
You want
become
to
one
silver?
Upa.
You know what?
Oh, like one of my friends says Steven Coco.
But Aizam, for all you know, you guys will be looking at silver in April because you guys are in the final. All right.
Yeah, the Carabao
And the,
Cup final.
and does it come as a surprise? Should we now change the title to Pep Guardiola Carling Cup? Do we go with Carabao Etihad? Should we now change the name to your name instead? Because truly, nobody gives a shit about the cup. Only Pep and Man City. Why do you think so?
I think it's about the fact that if you want, titles are titles lah. Cups are cups. The things that whatever's offered in the league, I think you should go for all four. That's the reality of it. If you think that the Carabao Cup doesn't have significance, then I mean, to each of their own lah. But a cup is still a cup.
The cup is still a cup.
Call it, Mickey Mouse Cup, Carling Cup, whatever you call it. A cup is still a cup.
A
Hey,
cup
Aizam,
is still a cup.
I mean, don't you think like Pep want to use it as an insurance package for him if he fails to win the CL? I mean, the
No,
biggest
man.
prize for you is the CL, right? And you always take all the other cups, and one season you call it the domestic title.
Mark, you are stretching. Man.
Wow, come on, lah. You
Don't
you
you think
you
so?
you guys remember that when you guys won the Europa, when you guys won the Carabao Cup, you guys were celebrating it like as if like it's like
Ah,
the biggest title win
yeah.
for the season. So I guess it's fair, If
I
if
mean,
this
looking at the skill of United back then and City now, right? I mean, winning a Carabao Cup after what happened to post Sir Alex Ferguson is worthy of a celebration. But I mean, with having Pep for so many years, celebrating a Carabao Cup shouldn't have a big significance like how United does it, right? Don't you think?
Okay,
Because
but wait. But if it's not that significant, why did that plastic manager of yours fielded his best 11?
you mean which one? This you mean
The game yesterday night.
last night?
Yeah.
I
If,
don't call it the best 11. I call it his best 11, man. I mean, Lindelof.
if he's gonna adopt that mentality of yours, why did he feel right the best lineup possible? Why?
I don't know. I can't call it the best lineup possible when he bottles 4
Come
semi-finals.
on, Ma. You are bigger than that,
Oh,
Ma.
man.
Okay, we're gonna let him up for a while, but then Mark, it's only right that we roll out the red carpet and throw all the roses in between because with
Yeah.
us, we've got Tommy the Bulldog. Come on, the Bulldog at the back. How are you? Not Alex, the guy at the back. But we've got George Lam. Alex, whoa, what a hairstyle, boy. Can we take a look at the kit that you have on for today? Whew, always forward. But then again, you know how contradictory it is? We always keep yapping about always forward. But have you realized that all the late merchandising that we have actually dropped are all retro kits? Nothing
Because
forward.
that's the only thing you can be proud of, our past history channel.
That's the only thing that we can be proud of. Our retro kits. That is how far the mighty have fallen. But Alex, come on, truth be
Our
told.
good fan there also. No, our good fan there also.
That one.
Yeah.
Retro. But in all seriousness, Alex, again, New Year, Happy New Year first and foremost.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
How was the celebration, man? I guess it was really muted from your end as well.
I mean, after a year of COVID,
Mhm.
Everyone is pretty used to being at home lah. And I think
Yep.
one of our I dare speak for the three of us. One of our main source of entertainment is football. So we are lucky that there's a lot of football to watch lah.
Uh-huh. And then again, were you just holding your breath when you read the news that UK went to a national lockdown, and then there were just really really unsolicited whispers that football might just go back into the barrage. Were you scared for once? Remember I texted in the Arsenal group, null and void.
Stop the count.
And then you say no, don't null and void, because null and void means United will finish in the Champions League spot, right?
No.
So there you go, no null and void, all right, according to Alex, because Alex says that if that happens, then inevitably we are giving Champions League spot to Manchester United. That cannot happen. For this sake. Not now, at least. All right. But before we go on, guys, as you all know, thank you so much. We have been on the 2 weeks sabbatical or break, you might call it. And now we are back in full flow. We are so glad that we are now again joined by many of our fixtures. Right now, we got a couple of comments coming in. We lost Haizam. Haizam, back to you. And then now, before we proceed, I'm just going to take a couple of comments as well. We got Hey Jude, come back again. Thank you so much. What's up, boomers? Boomers all the way, man. F strawberry snowflakes. No strawberry snowflakes for today. And then we got Victor Sim as well. City are back, baby. Haizam. Wait. Is the love for Haizam or is the love for City? Man,
Love for Big
no
Focus.
discrimination. No discrimination here. Miss this so much. Welcome back, Big Focus. Thank you so much, man. Welcome back,
Yeah,
Victor Sim.
Big Focus.
Yeah, that's all we've got. Sorry, ahoy! And then Muhammad Firdaus. I love FMM21. What is that supposed to mean? Oh, football manager. Football manager. He's a gamer. Muhammad Firdaus is a gamer. Yeah, he's a gamer, but I think a bad one too.
I thought last time RLC asking female male.
And what ASL, bro? Age sex location. ASL.
For boomers,
Hey, don't overly reveal our age lah. Come on, the next one. Wow, from Twitch. For real, hello Napshot Studios. And also Moral Booster nonetheless. But hey, League Cup falls fourth in trophies rank and it's the traditional cup alongside FA Cup. Nice to win it no matter what, no matter how. And also next one, null and voided after 18th of January, please. Oh, sounds like probably a Liverpool or United guy, huh? It is agenda ridden. But then again, guys, for those of you guys who are watching us live right now, as you know, this should be muscle memory already for you guys right now. First and foremost, it's very important. It's really integral that you share this content right now, especially if you're watching on Facebook and also YouTube. If you can see this message, it came right from Twitch. We are also live on Twitch as well. So there are 3 different platforms that we are broadcasting this current episode on. And please, it will be much appreciated if you can just be a little generous and click on the share button. Also, if you need a bit of visual aid, who are these boys? What are they talking about? Who are they? How come they are so exciting? They look good on camera. Who are these people? I'm so intrigued to know more about them. There you go. We are Napshot Studio, of course. We've got 3 shows every single week. On Monday, they all United, and also Liverpool on Wednesday and on Thursday. I think we have shifted, right, Mark? Previously, we won Friday, and now we're on Thursday.
Thursday,
Because I reckon now that phase 3 has actually kick into full swing, many people will be out and about on Friday. So I don't want to be talking to nobody on a Friday night. So there you go, Napshot Studio on all platforms. Also, don't forget we are also on Twitter. Actually, let me just remove that so that you can have better clarity of this. Mark, why should they follow us on all these platforms? Mark, can you just give them a bit of sermon?
Oh, guys, we offer you the stat of the day posters. We offer you match day posters. We give you transfer news, some leaks here and there, and of course, we give you endless content, which is important when football keeps running, man.
There you go. There you go. All right. So, without further ado, let's go on to the first one right now. Before we do that, thank you so much, Michael. Happy New Year to you as well, buddy. And also from Cyprus, like and share done. Thank you. That's really needed, right, Mark? Mark, let's go on to the first agenda. I'm rubbing my hands, man. This is really tantalizing. I look at Haizam. Haizam is about to break into a smile. Haizam, don't hold it in. What else? What else? What else can we speak about? They got humiliated. They got out fought. They got out battled. They got body slammed. It was the Big Show versus Funaki. It was Ole versus Pep. They got summer they got summer slam, boy. Okay, Mark. I don't want to go further, man. I don't want to elaborate on this. You're a United guy, okay? You give your initial thoughts about this, and then you throw a question either to Haizam or Alexander. I'm gonna let you roll right now, boy. This is your time. Fly right now. Ole, is he really just a semi-good manager? Come on, Mark.
Okay, actually, I'm not quite a big supporter of Ole. I mean, we can
You
criticize
sure?
him.
No.
I'm not, dude. I'm not. I'm totally Ole out, but okay, I'm going to criticize him if he does badly and
let's go.
praise him when he does well.
Okay, I'm gonna let you land. I'm gonna let you land. Go.
Last night, he did few mistakes here and there. I mean, Lindelof was injured, all right, and there was a five-day gap between the last game and this big game. So I don't understand why does Lindelof get thrown back into the lineup fresh and start beside Maguire when there is Bailly who's hot on form. I mean, looking at Bailly last 2 games, right, we had a clean sheet against Wolves, and we only considered 1 goal against Villa. But now we have Lindelof back. Every game we play Lindelof, every 4 semi-finals, we concede more than 2. I mean, it's an obvious fact. You don't have to do research because it's there for you to see. You don't have to do research. I do it for you. So, okay, so my question for the City guy, right? Because he disagreed with me on a lot of parts about last night. So, to me, he felt that most of the fault lie with the players, which I agree. But he felt that most of the fault lie with the players. So, Haizam, I mean, you can share your point on why you felt that last night was most of the players than Ole himself.
All right,
Okay,
good one. Come on, Haizam.
Okay, I think like before the game, Oli was saying about that they were aiming for the final. Am I correct? Am I right to say?
Okay?
So Oli wanted basically Oli wanted to the final for Carabao Cup. If I remember correctly. Yeah. So
sure.
I feel that looking at the lineup, I can understand where Oli is coming from. I mean, the team is not exactly, I would say, a second-rated team. I mean, on top of Dean Henderson, okay. I didn't know Lindelof was just came back from injury, so that was I mean what you mentioned is quite a surprise, But to look at it, it's actually quite a strong side if you look at it. You know, it's not exactly a bad United lineup that Ole put up yesterday. You know, but having said that, I think I mentioned earlier on, the onus is on the players. You know, if you guys really want the final, you guys could play on the fact that it's a derby and then it's a semi-final. You guys want the final. You guys could have put more pride in that sense. But if I think also I mentioned earlier on, if the offside goals were counted, you know, especially that own goal, you know, that City considered, it would have been a different ball game. I think if yesterday the goals went in, it will be a fair fight. And if United win it, you know, I think the Ole out, you know, all these hoo-ha, you know, against Ole will not be spoken. So I feel that I wouldn't blame Ole in that sense. I mean, let's put it this way, you know, give him the opportunity to really want the team that he wants, the player that he wants. Like if the players are not playing for him, then blame the players. Don't
Okay.
blame the manager. Fair enough. Like
True.
but I mean, if you were talking about Lindelof coming back from injury, then maybe that's a miss planning of tactics lah.
Yeah,
Yes.
true. Agree.
But I feel that yesterday you couldn't blame Ole for making a bad music. It's not like as if like when last season when Pep tinker with the formation against Lyon. That's not that kind of move. I think Ole had the players, the best 11, barring Dean Anderson. So why it's I wouldn't say that it's a bad result for United. I mean, granted lah, it's a loss lah, it's a derby loss lah for sure. But
Yep.
you cannot blame Ole solely for that. Players
True.
also have to back up.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. One Ole apology. And how strange it is, how ironic that it comes from a City guy.
No. I'm not an Ole apologist.
You're
You must
not,
understand that Ole forever, because you know why? Ole thinks this result is a good result for every rival.
Alex,
Not an apology.
Alex, you're snarling. Your teeth are sharpened. Okay. First and foremost, before we go right into the result, all right, and all the shenanigans, can you please explain yourself when you actually type out on your own personal Facebook, Pep Guardiola in? What is that supposed to mean? Come on, maintain your composure.
When I type that, right, I'm typing on behalf of football fans around the world.
Right. Okay, so taking one for the team.
Win, football lose.
All right, true. Okay, there you go, Alex.
But you guys are my. I mean, I'm worried you're my Facebook fans, so you know that
Yeah.
I have Man United friends. On my Facebook, we always mentor each other, but it's all in the name of fun, lah.
True. And then okay, but again, it's all in the name of fun. But I'm pretty sure if we just let's get our visual fixated on this piece. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's record in the semi-finals as Manchester United, Man United 0. Oh, another one. Oh yeah, that's the latest one. And then the Sevilla. All right, I think all the three happened last season. There is an established pattern here, Alex, as you can see. Is this just as simple as Ole bottling it, or do you think the water runs deeper than that? Are we just being superficial? Are we just just probably scratching the surface? Are we not looking deep enough? And this is again, it's going to be big because this is coming from a non-United fan. But again, if you take away your tinted glass as an Arsenal fan, well, where do you go on this, man? You look at the record. That's really jarring, man. That's really compelling against United and their cause. What do you say?
This record just shows you how far Ole can go. Okay, it gives you an idea about maybe that's how far he can go. But then again, football fans they only remember the last match. Okay, which in Manchester another case is yesterday's match. But let's not forget that they are now set to say they have a chance for the title lah. And I believe that I'll put my money on them beating Burnley. They will win, and they will go top. And football works in mysterious ways. You never know. And if they really let's not say they win a title. If they really go on the run, I think all these past records are not relevant. Not relevant.
I have a very I don't know how to say, maybe a very as a neutral, because you're neutral, I give you this interesting question, because United are still in the FA Cup in Europa, right? So looking at this record, what if let's say United does well in the league, but when it comes to the Europa FA Cup, you'll fumble again at the semi. So what does it say? What if?
I think all will be forgiven, right? Like, don't you agree? That at the end of the day, the creme de la creme, the pinnacle of all is the Premier League.
Yeah,
but he can win cups. The record is quite ugly. As in looking at the record, he just can't reach the final.
No, man.
You think there's a limit to that, where United fans are like, "Hey, this Ole can't do cups, man." But in the league,
What say you, Alex? What say you?
But for me, as a football fan, I think what is most important to me is my team must be among the big boys. Must be among the big boys. Okay, because when my team is among the big boys, I can attract the big players.
And Alex, sorry to inject. When you mentioned that we must be among the big boys, are Arsenal among the big boys because West Brom they are quite burly in size. Burnley players are also physical in size. Are we among the big boys, Alex?
But the only thing big about Arsenal is the hole.
Yeah.
Hey, show
Yeah.
some respect to the handsome Spaniard man.
Ah,
Okay, but sorry. Oh, okay, from where you left.
I value Champions League qualification more than cup. But of course, the best scenario is if I win the Europa Cup lah. So I kill two birds with one stone lah. But if you ask me, FA Cup, Carabao, just a bonus. Good to have.
Okay,
But
fair enough.
I feel that I belong to the minority.
To the minority.
Most times, if you do a poll, they will prefer to win a trophy. Because with a trophy, you can brag about it.
Yeah,
But
true.
for me, most important that I in the Champions League.
Champions League.
Because
Okay.
I do not want to win the double of the Carabao and the
FA.
Cup every
Cup.
season. But every season I only qualify for Europa League and have to play against team on Thursday and their name be some Wi-Fi password. I rather not that. That's me lah.
Okay. There you go. Alex has made mention of that. That's his piece.
If I'm a Man United fan now, I'm actually quite glad that we are in an unexpected position of fighting for a title.
Unexpected. Right. Unexpected. You
Yeah.
guys are rubbing shoulders among the big boys. Right now, you guys are within touching distance, I guess, from overtaking your perennial nemesis, Liverpool themselves, who is not having a great season. We might talk about them later on if we have the time to do so. Mark, right now, let's read what we have here. We are getting closer. This is a much better version of United compared to a year ago. That's positive, but it's not enough. There's so much that you can actually take from one sentence right now. First and foremost, he keeps rambling about you guys are getting closer. And that's what happened, right? Usually after a defeat, we are all eagerly waiting for Ole to come onto the mic and say something really positive. And more often than not, he will not disappoint you. Right? After each defeat, he will come back and says like, "Hey, it was a positive result, or again, it was a positive performance." Rather, the result does not always tell you the full story. But you're a United guy yourself. You are a hardcore one as well. You read those statements made by your beloved manager, the Ole 90+3 guy. What do you make of this, man? There's ultimate contradiction right here. We are getting closer. We are good enough, or rather, we are better, but we are not good enough. So when is there a timestamp? Is there a stipulated timing given to Oli?
Well, the thing I find about Ole is that okay, if you separate United from the Cup United and the League United, right, you see two different teams, man. I feel that this United team does better in a marathon than in a sprint. Okay, when it comes to a sprint where let's say you versus someone once and you have to win it, but when in a marathon where it's a long race, Ole doesn't succumb to the pressure of the marathon because I see that game by game he delivers. But when it comes to when it matters, right, he fails. So that's why I find that it's very tricky because you see City play with a weakened team last night, which is very obvious because of COVID. So I think Ole had the fear of playing his best team. If he had gone all out last night and played the Heyer and Bailly, right, and he loses, right, I think he cannot deal with the flick from that. So I felt that Ole just had to throw in extra names to make it more even in the sense where he don't get much criticism. So City was there for the taking. So Ole always has this fear where he's not brave when it comes to making very tough decisions. So
Haizam, with yesterday's victory, does it all for once it actually slay that demon there, because Ole has always come on top against Pep. And I've heard many of the refutal coming from City. They always mention that they have ridden their luck. They have ridden their luck really, really well. Because if you look at all the victories against you guys, in terms of the stats, it's really overbearing, man. It's really overwhelming. And they say that finally, last night, the run or the luck has actually run dry for Manchester United. And judging by what Mark has made mention of, if you listen to his tune, is I don't know, man. Again, I might be clutching at straws, but I'm listening, and what I can infer, it seems like it's like I give you chance, lah. And I give you chance. That's why you all won. Was that the case? Was that the case, Haizam? that you guys were lucky that they actually gave you a bit of mercy.
Okay lah. I will, I think when Alex was talking, in my head I was thinking about this lah. That maybe Ole was doing a curveball to everyone. Like I
Mm.
think if you look at it, right, like what Alex mentioned lah, the pinnacle is still the EPL lah.
Mm.
And I think if you look at it, when was the last time United won the EPL?
Yep.
Oof.
And the fact that right now that United is pushing Liverpool, at the back, and I think this is their considered. If you look at the bigger picture, is their best, United's best run for this season. No, I think ever for the longest time post Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yep.
So I feel that maybe Ole was looking at the EPL more than the cup, the cups. I
Mhm.
think that's the what that's the end goal lah. I mean, if you look at it, like if let's say this season, Ole, and United wins the title, it's
Mm.
the icing on the cake. Whatever all the shit talking against Ole, right, for the longest time, right, will stop because remember, before Ole, you had Mourinho, you had
Yeah.
David Moyes, you
Yeah.
had Van Gaal that
Yep.
couldn't even bring the EPL back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
post Ferguson. And
Mhm.
if Ole wins it this season, right, all this stock, like no one will be remembering the Carabao Cup derby loss.
True.
If let's say Europa, United don't even get to the semis, the FA Cup they drop out, no one will be talking about it. So I feel
Mhm.
that I mean, like I say, I'm not an Ole apologist. I mean, power, more power to Ole. If he's gonna be there for 10 years, so be it.
Yeah.
If he's gonna give chances to rival teams to win the cup,
Yeah.
so be it. But if Ole wins it, United fans will be united for a better word for that. Like okay, Ole is the man.
Okay. All right.
Like
Okay.
because the thing is that right now,
Okay.
if you look at the form post Ferguson, right, this is
Mhm.
the best where United is actually
True. Okay.
challenging
Fair enough.
for the
Fair enough.
for the title. So I
Fair
feel
enough.
that yesterday, if like if Mark says like maybe Ole said, oh, give chance lah, okay
Yeah.
lah, but the thing is that like what I said yesterday, United put up a strong
They
first
did.
11.
No
They did,
denying, man. They did. Yeah.
City came into the game,
Yeah.
basically having their second string. I mean, half, not really all. They had
Almost.
this, they yeah, almost. But the thing is that when you talk to a derby, I always believe that players should release their game.
True.
And I
True.
think for City, the reason why City wanted it more because Colin Bell just passed, and I think the mood was that we are playing for Colin Bell,
Yeah.
City's legend. So I feel that yesterday City up their game because of that motivation of what we're gonna win this for our legend who just passed. You
Okay.
know, yeah. For
Mm.
United, I think the fact that maybe Ole had plans that he didn't want to show his hand. I'm not
Mm.
going. If I
Yep.
lose the Carabao Cup final, okay lah. So what? But at least I have players fresh for the EPL or
Okay.
or even the Europa. So to me, if only if it's a semi, I mean with the title right now, if
Mhm.
only just a semi final, so be
Yep.
it. But if let's say if he wins the title, no one will remember that flaws that he had. Not
True.
True. True.
the semi finalists.
True. And what I can take from Heisem, right, Mark? Again, just stop me, man. If you think I'm wrong, that
Mm.
could be the perfect placebo effect, that sugar rush that you all need, to just again, like I mentioned, just put to bed the demon that has been lingering around your mind. I think as a player as well, you guys have been on the peripheral for the longest time, and now suddenly you're on the verge again, on the brink of winning a silverware. Let's take away the prestige and the glory that comes with it. Again, let's not again size up. Oh, it's just a Carabao Cup, it's a Mickey Mouse Cup and whatnot. A cup is still a cup, right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
always the perfect building block for any club for that matter, except for Arsenal. Every single time we win the FA Cup, we seem to regress. Okay, so we are an exclusive bunch. That rule does not apply for us. But in all seriousness, but I want to throw this to Alex. Alex, again, like I mentioned, I really want you right now to be neutral about it. If you're a United fan, I know that will never happen. Even if you are being reincarnated for 7 times, that will not happen. You will not be a United fan. But if you are, hypothetically, right, would you be damn disappointed about it? Would it now cast a bigger doubt about the credibility of that man himself, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Um, I do not expect Ole will stay in the club for long. if you will ask my opinion as a neutral, Manchester United is treading on a very, very thin line between heaven and hell. Okay? And let me tell you what will cause hell to come true for Manchester United.
I cannot take this. Okay, go.
Eh?
Bruno Fernandes.
Mm.
If it's not for Bruno Fernandes, Ole would have been sacked long, long ago. And I did not watch yesterday's match. But if there's one interesting thing I read about yesterday, that is Bruno Fernandes did not play well. Bruno Fernandes did not play well, and Manchester United lost. And if you look at how Manchester United get to the top now, okay, a lot have to do with Bruno Fernandes. Everything that Bruno Fernandes touch turns to gold.
True.
So today, if I were to shoot a question back to Mark, who's a Manchester United fan,
Go ahead.
if you do not have Bruno Fernandes, if you do not, and you replace it with Jesse Lingard,
Oh,
Lord Lingard.
even there, if you were to replace Bruno Fernandes with Van der Beek, do you think Manchester United will still be where they are now?
I don't think so, but I mean, based on the stats, Bruno is top 5 in the world now, man. And it's true that rights on Bruno a lot because every club has their superstar. I mean, if for Tottenham you take out Son Heung-min, what happens? It's the same thing, lah. But you have to know that the Ole has to work his managerial magic on selections as such to impact the game because substitutions are very important. I mean, during crucial moments. He did it right until last night, and he's carried by Bruno. Everyone knows that, but I won't say that Bruno. Okay, Bruno carries United, yes. I feel that a better manager will bring United further.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's why. To your question, yeah.
And to add on what Haizam mentioned just now, I think Manchester United is positively distracted. The whole Carabao thing is like a nuisance like that. Get out of the way lah. Lose, let's focus on the league.
Okay.
And I think maybe even Bruno Fernandes have this initiative also.
But Alex, I got this interesting take for you. Because Ole, right, he has United DNA. So when you have a United DNA, right, you chase for every trophy regardless of your squad depth. But when we talk about Klopp, he chooses his battles. Klopp chose cups just to win the big prize. So, which path do you think Ole should tread on?
I felt like I was hoodwinked.
You see Klopp, he threw away Carabao.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel right now. Okay, I want to stop badgering Ole first. I want to stop because right now we are slightly deviating into the Klopp track. Okay, stop for a bit. I want to go to Tristan. All right, Tristan has actually made a really good point right now. Lucky thing you have already finished sipping that water of yours. Lindelof should be arrested by Manchester police stealing these trophies from us. So just to add on to whatever he has actually made mention of. Previously, the game came down to 2 moments. Lindelof fluffing his clearance, leaving Maguire 2 seconds to react. Lindelof while watching, blah, blah, blah. It's all about Lindelof. And I think it's only right that we share some stuff about Lindelof as well. But Mark, before I do so, while I'm looking for the source that I'm actually trying to portray right now, I want to hear it from you. Are they really that bad, those pair? And if they are, then why do you keep taking them to your semi-finals? Why?
Who?
Lindelof.
I don't know, man.
I mean, we all can agree Maguire Lindelof at the back is a proven calamity. We need a top-class centre-back in January if we are to compete for the league, right? I know you guys are really over the moon. You guys are in cloud 9 talking about Eric Bailly like Eric Bailly is friends by Kembauer, right?
Yeah.
He's not. He's an hourglass. He's made of glass.
He's a Kongguang biscuit.
He's a Kongguang biscuit. And it's to just pile on the misery, he's a Kongguang biscuit deep in a hot Milo. He's that feeble. Right? So right now, are we right now just shifting the goalpost when it comes to Ole? just because Ole is right now is in a really good place. I reckon right now. Nobody wants to touch that brand. Nobody wants to burst that bubble of positivity. Nobody wants to actually knock one in, and it's easier for us to shift the goalpost to Lindelof. What do you make of that?
I mean, they are talking about signing a top-class centre-back in January, but we have a top-class centre-back on the bench yesterday, and he wasn't playing. Whether he's glass or not, he's still top-class.
And that's the question. And
Yeah.
that's the question. Why is there an established pattern when it comes to the semi-final? Why does Ole always revert back to his favorite Viking? Is it some Viking deal that is going on, the Scandi deal between a Norwegian and also a Swedish guy? We don't know. But he always prefer to go back to Lindelof and also Harry Maguire. Is that something that we fans are not saying that only is privy to Ole and his team?
Well, that is something we never know, man. I mean, if you start looking at the lineup 1 hour before kickoff and United fans seeing Lindelof, what signal does it send? I mean, if I were the opposition, I would be super confident going into the game. I mean, pre-Bailly, right, his form. You look at the amount of goals we concede is amazing. We concede so many goals with Maguire and Lindelof at the back. So if you see Bailly on the bench last night, right, and I don't know what's going on with Ole love for Lindelof, but to me, last night's lineup wasn't the best, and last night's City lineup wasn't the best. And if we have our best lineup available, why not play the best lineup?
True, and Mark, we
man.
are always constantly on the call, right? And you mentioned to me, I'm not worried about the City game, man, because I know for sure my manager is gonna start Bailly, and then he will get his well-deserved rest on the weekend because you guys are up against Watford.
Yeah.
But then again, he decides to fluff the line. He decides to actually go against the narrative, and he starts with his trusted duo.
Trusted or not, I don't know, but I mean
How do we comprehend the choice? Because it's clear as day that Bailly and Maguire should be the preferred pairing. Could this be the death of Ole?
I don't know. I keep scratching my head, man.
Favoritism.
Yeah, man, his favoritism is so strong. I mean, I was Ole out. I'm not really supportive of Ole. I try to back him now, but when he starts Lindelof again ahead of Bailly, how can I back him when he starts Lindelof ahead of Bailly? I also cannot fathom. So, well, really big headache, man. I mean, like people say, right? If Ole feels his 11, he feels that the 11 can win the game. Okay, but his 11 didn't win the game, and it happened 4 times in a row already in the semi-final. So I don't believe what Ole believe in when Lindelof plays all 4 semi-finals.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah,
Max Faisal actually asked, what's Man United DNA? I think Mark has actually also elaborated more. It's about the winning titles, right? No matter what the circumstances are, it's always about winning title. It's about just basically winning, man. It's just basically that W. Every single match you guys are expected to win, and you can say that Ole is not the best manager, but don't take star players out of teams and argue that team is nothing without them. Alex, that is really a fully loaded statement. fully loaded statement. He is right now throwing this back into your court. Don't use this argument of you guys are just one Bruno Fernandes away from a complete calamity. What do you have, man? If you are standing there in the defending corner, how would you now vindicate that point you have just made off, or that you have just made that United are probably just one Bruno Fernandes away from an epic collapse?
But I mean, when I mean collapse, I don't mean maybe perhaps not like Arsenal like fighting for relegation lah. Not to, you get what I mean lah. But I do not. I mean, if I were to look at the players, the team that they have, I stick to what I feel from based on what I see. Okay. Without Bruno Fernandes, I'm confident that Manchester United will not even be in the top 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Fair point, of course. Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah.
That's how it is, right? That's how it is.
That's from what I see and what I feel like.
And it's right.
Because like what Mark mentioned, Bruno Fernandes is he's in contention for the Ballon d'Or.
He is most probably, yeah.
That's how good he is. He's single. I even dare say that even if Bruno Fernandes were to come to maybe our pathetic club,
Hey. Not pathetic anymore. Okay, DZ heights of 11.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bay is better than holding. Wait, Max, don't get it twisted, dude. Since when is it a comparison of a Bai? We all know Bai is good, but
Hey,
he is not. Yeah.
but Max said that during Sir Alex time that he was
Uh-huh.
famous for fielding youngsters in League
Youngsters in
Cup.
League
Right?
Cup.
It's true, but there's a certain point where he stopped fielding youngsters. And it's
True,
definitely
true.
not.
And,
Yeah.
and, and and also you got to understand, right? You got to understand during Fergie's time and also during Arsene Wenger's time, when you talk about the quality of teams, you don't get it like what it is right now. You've got the middle team pushing above their weight.
Yeah.
As we all know, right? I mean, Haizam can also again attest to that. During the late 90s and early 2000s, it was really a clear two-horse race.
Yes.
And there was a really clear distinguishment or clear distinctive difference between the first, second, and then the rest. It was really
Yeah.
first, second, and the rest. But at this current, and that's why you can get away with fielding youngsters all the way to in a major part of the tournament, and then only when you reach the semi-final, you are bound to field the big guns, because by then you will probably meet the Arsenal and even Chelsea, man. In the 1998, they are a good cut team. Remember, they always have a good run when
Correct.
it comes to the FA Cup and stuff. And when Max mentioned here, Sir Alex time, he's famous for fielding youngsters. Dude, we are still doing it even in the current era.
Correct.
Only Man City can afford to field what seemingly looks like a world class team, because that's how deep their pockets are. And even their second team can walk in any of the top six side. So I think this is really a loose and weak statement, Max. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. But this is really weak, man.
And one I add on just a piece of history, right? During Sir Alex
Yeah.
time, okay, if United fans remember '99 where we won the treble, right? They may overlook the Worthington Cup, which was the Carabao Cup. We were in the final with Liverpool, and
Yeah.
Liverpool stopped us from getting the quadruple. How we lost extra time, and what Ferguson said, because our players were tired. So Fergie did feel his best 11 in the final.
Okay.
And
I
yeah,
think always 11, he actually believed that 11 can win the game. He is with the boys in training. He should know better who's ready. And this is where I agree with you, my guy.
yes,
This is where I agree with you. Like I mentioned, right? It's easy for us fans out there, again, from the outside looking in. We can come up with a lot of tales. We can fabricate a lot of tales about why this, why that. All right. At the end of the day, it's all presumptuous in nature. Because none of us, all right, in the comment section is privy to what's happening in the training camp.
yeah,
I'm,
man.
I'm, pretty, I'm pretty sure. Maybe, who knows? Bayi was in the red zone, right? And
We
and,
all want to
and
be football managers, lah.
yeah, and
We all playing football manager in FIFA.
you know, right, Haizam, when a player suddenly comes in, the cutscene, boss, I'm feeling a bit jaded. Can I get a rest? Right? Who knows? That might be the scenario, right?
Exactly.
Sorry.
That's why I say the thing is that, like, doing by the comments, I think like Solskjaer, Ole was looking at the fact that, this is the best form that they have fighting for the title.
Yeah,
If they lost, I think he kind of like expected, if we lose lah,
True.
but we are still second, and we have big games coming up. If we can
Mm.
consolidate going for the title, why not? Why
Yeah.
why make a big hoo-ha about,
true,
like,
true.
why this player played, why this player. At the end of the day, Lindelof was bought because United saw him as a good defender. You know,
Mm.
we have to, as fans, I think we have to expect that, but whether he progress or regress, that's another thing altogether. And why? Is it because the play is it doesn't fit, the style of
Mm.
play doesn't fit United, vice versa. I mean, it goes to all the other clubs, like, even you talk about City, even you talk about Arsenal, you talk about Liverpool, but at the end of the day, like, I agree with who Max Faisal said,
Faisal, yeah.
Ole feels his 11. He actually believe that 11 can put the fight,
Yeah.
can win the
Agree.
game. Yeah. So the thing is that maybe Lindelof, the fact that because he hasn't been starting regularly,
Yeah,
so you cannot expect players who have not started regularly to actually give that stability to the team.
yeah,
You
Mm.
cannot expect that, like, I mean, if you keep changing and chopping, you don't build that. You don't build that team. If you
And
talk about in the 90s, when United were the team, who was
yeah.
the backbone of the team? Pallister and Steve Bruce.
Steve
yes,
Bruce,
best
yeah.
time.
It
Correct.
was it was
He came in.
majority of the time, yeah, majority of the time. So
Only
that
like
was
best time.
fast forward to nowadays.
Mm.
Can you name who's gonna be the backbone for the top? It's Maguire and whoever.
Oh,
Bailey,
Edward Wood.
Maguire, and
Edward Wood will be the Edward Wood will be the omnipresence. The Omega
yeah,
of Manchester United, the everlasting, right? When all of these fall apart, there will still be Ed Woodward and the Glazers, of course, right? And we could also, uh, sorry,
Sounds
sorry.
familiar.
Why did you start by BS defending United team this season yet want to do the rotation? No, no, I've just explained, right? Maybe we all are not privy to what's happening behind the
Yeah.
scene.
Oh.
Ole chooses the player who messes up, and most United fans will blame the player as Ole has the protection of legendary status versus player. Again, like I mentioned, there is a certain degree of truth. Like I mentioned just now in my statement, it feels as though nobody wants to just prick that bubble because you guys are so positive right now. Nobody wants to tarnish that reputation of Ole. Because 3 months ago, none of you guys right here are now beating your drum the same way you guys are right now. Because truth be told, you all wanted Ole out. All right, drop of the pin or drop of the hat, you guys wanted his head to roll out, and you guys want to play football with it. But that didn't happen, and I would agree. I would attest to whatever my learned friend there scratching his throat right now. Alex mentioned Bruno Fernandes. Like it or not, sometimes it's about a player. Sometimes they are the catalyst. You can look at Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool when they bought him in January. What happened to that team? And Alex, again, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I know right now he's in a rut, in a complete rut. But we always have that long-standing joke that without his goals, we will always be in a relegation battle. But none of us want to buy that. None of us want to subscribe to that notion because we say that it's impossible for a club of our stature to be again flirting with relegation. Lo and behold, we took away Aubameyang's goal, and where are we right now? And this is why I agree. And this is why I agree with you. Sometimes it's all about that one player. You like it or not, it's about that star attraction, that central of influence, right? So you are probably one Bruno Fernandes away from a complete meltdown. That's my opinion. I don't know. Maybe you guys want to go slightly left on this.
Fair,
Um, Team of the year, Bruno Fernandes incoming. Timing of the subs, hard to understand lah. What could he be thinking?
yeah, man.
Alif,
I understand. Oh.
if we have that answer right now, all right, tomorrow I'll be going to Seligi. You know what? I'll be collecting my winning ticket from Singapore Pools. All right, it's Ligi. Okay. Look at the minutes Bruno Fernandes played so far. They still haven't learned the lesson, but now, or maybe a matter of time. Maybe to need to move on. And also, there's another topic, right, that arises from that defeat. Bruno Fernandes, is he just a flat track bully? Because if you look at the games that he has actually performed, it's always against those lesser sides. If you talk about the big games, especially now that we can remember, against Arsenal, nowhere to be seen. Against Manchester City, that boring draw, nowhere to be seen. Against Chelsea, nowhere to be seen. Against Spurs, nowhere to be seen. So that leaves us with another conversation as well.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know whether we have the time to actually do this or not, but I reckon let's leave it for another day. Because I love Bruno Fernandes, right, Mark? Yes, you know. I'm a big fanboy of Bruno Fernandes. In fact, if the competition is being ran right now for the best player of the year or for the past 18 months, I will gladly give to Bruno Fernandes. I love that guy. All right. And not taking away that to be a good player, to be mentioned in the same breath of people like your Cristiano, your Lionel Messi.
Cantona.
It's against the big boys that you actually again make your mark. You usually bring home your bacon when you turn up against the big boys. That's where suddenly all the big boys will now mention you with the same again in the same breath as like I mentioned, your Cristiano and also your Messi. Because I see right now, there's a natural progression. This is again, in my honest opinion, right after Messi and also Ronaldo. I think Bruno Fernandes is probably just a shot away from getting that Ballon d'Or. I really think so, man. I really think so.
Even something.
United fans were beating something else a few months ago. They were, man. I hope they're not their wives. Also, City Dev players were better on the day. United players squad maybe weakened, or United squad. City Dev impressive, plus they clean sheet. And I'm gonna go to City right now. But before I do so, I need to invite the football oracle into town. He has been missing for the longest time. I've been looking high and low, under the mountains, all right, very deep. I've been looking for this guy, and finally, Mayor Phonap Shop has come back.
Hey guys,
You do.
hey man, woo!
Mayor,
Yes.
sorry, Mayor. So sorry, my boss, to be keeping you on the wings. The conversation was getting heated up. There
Yeah,
were,
man. I can tell, ba. I can tell. Woo, everybody is all firing up, left and right, center, up, bottom, side, all kena, man. Woo.
Mayor, back, front, left, right, sending, missionary, all position.
Yeah, man.
What's happening?
Oh,
Mayor,
only no like this also have, like that also have. Alamak,
wait,
fool.
is it 10 o'clock? It's about to 10 o'clock. Yes. All
Yeah,
right. So
yeah,
you,
yeah.
you are allowed to do that. But Mayor, how have you been, my man?
Okay, I'm good, man. I'm good. Coming from yesterday's show, woo! I
Oh,
tell you,
guys were on
Amazing.
fire.
still,
Flop.
still, still fuming. Huh?
Still loving you.
Still fuming.
Oh,
Still
still
fuming.
fuming.
But
Oh, Son Heung-min.
fuming.
Still
Marah,
fuming.
marah,
Woo.
Damn.
Fuming.
But Mayor, all right,
Yeah.
just put that flame aside. All right, I just want to extinguish that flame of yours.
Yep.
Because I just want you to tackle this. As you know, I only call you because you are the upper fixer. You can fix anything in the world. In fact, right now, I don't know why they are not consulting you when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine. Because you can fix anything right now. And I want you to take a look at this. Let me see. Is this true? Yesterday's lineup, all right, the one that turned out. This is the real Paul Pogba. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm getting this from the internet. I don't know.
Okay,
Internet,
okay.
please, right? Who is this? Mayor, who is this, Mayor?
This can be Anthony Marshall, bro.
Okay, so this
Toto,
is an.
Toto. Right.
And what about this guy? Look at that fade.
Yeah, man. Marcus Rashford, bro.
Slightly skinnier. All right, just below the acceptable BMI. And then who is this guy? Was this the guy that we were talking about that went missing?
Yeah, man. Bruno Fernandes, bro.
Yeah,
Where?
Internet is really, really a cruel place, man. But Mayor, I want to hear from you, Mayor. As a
Yeah.
neutral observer, I know you're a Liverpool guy, and at
Mm.
times it's only easier that you cast a defeat against your sworn nemesis. Were you surprised at all that the result was as such, 2-0 to the mighty City?
Well, to be honest with you guys, putting my Liverpool aside, okay, the putting out as a Liverpool fan, I'm looking at that. Manchester United came in with the game as in thinking that they would be able to contain Man City with it, but unfortunately, like what Ole has mentioned himself, is not good enough.
Mm.
I look at it this way, that there's not enough firepower in the team. And don't talk about the back four or the defense, that who are they fielding in, but we strongly, I think all of us strongly agree that he has fielded the teams that he thinks that he can win with that fixture yesterday. But unfortunately, I think City came out as the stronger team, and Manchester did put really a good fight. I look at the at the highlights again. It didn't look like as if that Manchester United were giving the cup away, or that final shot place away. No,
Right.
they don't. They try and do, but there's one thing that I need to point out about this particular thing that actually I noticed. It looks like the partnership of Lindelof and Maguire do not work at all. Does not work at all.
They don't.
They
And-
don't. So, and I do not know why Solskjaer still playing them together. Is it because that Manchester United has another game which is with Watford, then after that followed by with Burnley, then after that playing with Liverpool. So he's trying to keep Bailly aside just for that actual game, for that big game with Liverpool.
Okay.
So
all right,
that's my take. That's my take.
fair enough. Right now, okay, enough of Ole and all this stuff about United.
Nah.
All right, enough. Because we forget, it was not Manchester United versus Manchester United. It was Manchester United versus Man City. And I clearly put this Mojo City back in contention. Of course, taking a slight and Pep. All right, and when it comes to the English and how much he has grasped English right now, they actually asked him, right, is your mojo back? You know, he says,
Who? He said who?
Ooh, they got too many players. They forgot about mojo. All right, I want to hear from you, man. City guy, the most lovable character only to Snapshot Studio. All right, not necessarily the Manchester United fan. I want to start again, not the mojo jojo part. I want to start with that two colossal of defenders right now. That partnership, that City wall, that blue wall. What do you make of them, man? Ruben Diaz, my God. If you talk about signing of the season, he's got up there, Haizam. He's got to be up there. Don't you agree?
Of course, as a City fan, like I think this season, Ruben Diaz, he is okay. I'm going to say this: give him 5 years. He's Vincent Company version 2.
Yeah.
With the way that he plays, I think the fact that suddenly Johnstone has a resurgence.
Mm.
When in fact start of the season he was considered surplus to requirement. People were talking about Laporte and Ruben Diaz.
Mm.
But the fact that when yesterday City played with them two, these two, like the walls of Jericho that stop United. It's really surprising, and I can tell you this: Ruben Diaz, the best signing ever for this season for City.
Ooh.
You know, he
And I
brought
don't,
he brings
and I
up
don't think that I don't think that's an overstretching claim, right? Because it's
oh,
apparent for everyone to see. He started well and he maintained in that momentum and fashion.
and yeah,
But then again, Haizam, thank you so much, man. Ruben Diaz, we'll hear you loud and clear. I wanna talk about that guy beside him. That guy beside him, John Stones. Because Alex,
crazy man.
we were linked to him, right, Alex? When we John Stones, and then I said no, enough of this bullshit of taking rejects after rejects after rejects. But then again, how wrong am I? How foolish am I? Because John Stones is finally turning into a stone. Finally. Because all this while he has been paper thin. But then again, what do you attribute to this current resurgence of John Stones? Man, all of a sudden he's picking up the pieces. Whereby if you were to ask any football fan out there last season, it would be Emerick Laporte all day long. And your credits to your gaffer, he had the balls to drop one of his best defenders. And mind you, he did not come cheap, drop him for John Stones, the guy who was supposed to be on the next culling act. What do you mean of John Stones, man?
Johnston is not a bad defender lah. I mean, if you ask me, I think last season what he went through, I mean, he got a lot of injuries,
Mm.
and I think that affected his form as well. And for Manchester City, I think they have an embarrassment of riches in the centre back department. They have Ruben Diaz, and they even have Laporte, and even Nathan Ake also. Yeah. So I think playing alongside a very solid, reliable, sturdy partner in Ruben Diaz definitely helped him lift up his game.
Mm. True. Agree.
Imagine you put John Stones beside Mustafi.
Not bad, what? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
The Stone become biscuit again. I think a reliable, good partner play a part.
True. And it's really hard. It's not hard to. It's,
Ruben Diaz make John Stones look good.
yep.
Mm.
Oh, okay. I hear somebody calling. Is that phone call for me? No. Okay. All right. Who's is that John Stones or is that Pep? Anybody calling us? Okay. All
He's
right.
looking for his mojo, bro.
He's looking for Mojo. Where's Mojo? Where's actually Mojo? But then again, Mark, I want to throw this to you, Mark. Mark, does it make you shudder in fear looking at your another enemy? Being Manchester United fan must be hard. You guys got so many enemies, man. Leeds United are considered your enemy. Arsenal are considered your enemy. Liverpool your enemy. Manchester City your enemy. Who are you friends with?
No, I mean the other four on this show are my enemies, Arsenal. Okay, but Haizan, I mean, okay, City is very scary in that, right? I mean, you look at the game, you all play against Arsenal in the quarterfinals. Foden scored. Then against
Don't
Newcastle,
have to mention the game.
yeah. Then after that, Ferran Torres scored against Newcastle. Then after that, against Chelsea, Foden scored again. I mean, Haizam, do you think that this season City can go for 2 or more trophies? But hopefully the Champions League, which eluded you for so long this time because of the debt we have now.
We want the Premier League. We want the Premier League. Do the Premier League.
Yeah, if you ask me, okay, we won the Champions League. Okay, I mean, no harm having all 4 titles,
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not go for all that's available?
Okay.
The thing is that the Champions League have always been the elusive ones,
Yes.
Because at least, if City wins the Champions League, I think we can shut up the rivals, No, saying that
Okay.
all the
True.
money in the world, we still cannot win we still cannot win Champions League lah. All this blah 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 blah. Okay,
Okay.
but like I said lah, I think different managers have different expectations in terms of like what are we going for. I think for Pep, the crown jewel is the Champions League.
Yep.
He wins the Champions League, he is the basically the best City manager ever. You know,
Yes.
Mm.
because the fact that he managed to bring, if you're talking about the EPL, no, Mancini did it before, Pellegrini did it before, so he's considered the third manager in modern City, post shake, not post all money lah, to put it as way lah. But if Pep wins the Champions League, he'll be the first City manager to win the Champions League in
Yep.
City's history. It's the same
Wow.
scenario where it's the same scenario like when Solskjaer, like if he wins the EPL, he's gonna be the first United manager winning the EPL after Ferguson. Same goes for Liverpool. Klopp wins the EPL last season.
Mhm.
He's the first Liverpool manager after so long to win to bring the EPL. So I think for City, if you're talking about the mojo returning, I think Pep is happy because it's all systems go lah. Like we solve the problem of having the weak defense. No leadership in defense after company left. When Ruben Diaz came into the picture, suddenly you see John Stones, who no one expected to play. To basically to be where he is lah. That's
Yeah.
the good thing. You know,
Okay.
because
Okay,
I
that's
read,
yeah. Yeah.
I
But you
read,
agree?
I read somewhere
Like,
that
go.
Ruben Diaz bring the leadership to the central defense. John Stones bring the play while Ruben Diaz brings the leadership. So that's the
Mm.
reason why it worked yesterday. And I think for the past few games when they were partnering, the
Mm.
defense was quite solid lah. That's the thing lah that were missing for City when company left.
Oh, yeah.
So
And, you know why? Man, I'm sighing a really long breath of, I wouldn't say relief, but it's another what could have been. Ruben Diaz went what for what 50 million, 60,
mm,
60 or
55,
plus,
55, right?
well, I
55.
think yeah,
55,
55,
right?
55,
It,
yeah.
it looks like an absolute steal right now. Okay, it's also easy that because we have hindsight, but then again, right now looking at how well he is performing, Alex. How much can we do with a Ruben Diaz at the back for us, right? But instead of us getting him, it's always the same old people hunting down these good defenders. If it's not City, it's Liverpool. If it's not Liverpool, it's United. Do you guys go for good defenders?
No, man.
No, not
Not,
really.
not,
Yeah.
not really. We haven't even
Later
gone out of
got.
the world how to go for the player.
But Alex, the question I want to ask you, I know you are really filled with trouble and also a lot of worry, man, in your basket right now because you look at a real possibility, a daunting fact, a fact that you never wanted to live with, that United are right now within touching distance of the elusive number one spot. Now that you see Man City, they are quietly creeping up the ladder. Do you feel like if you are a gambling man right now, if you're a betting man, would you put all your money into City's basket?
I will still put it on Liverpool.
Okay.
I'll still put it on Liverpool. What I feel is what Liverpool is experiencing now is just a slump in form. Every team go through a slump in form. It's just a matter of when did it happen. It happened to Manchester United earlier in the season.
Mm.
You get me? And after that, it happened to us, and then now it's happening to Chelsea. So what I felt is what Liverpool is experiencing now is just a slump.
Okay.
I think they have it enough in them to win it again. The only difference is this season compared to last is they have lost that aura of invincibility. Yeah,
It's your goal.
but I think they will still get it lah.
You get it. Okay. And I want to go for Mayor right now. Mayor, you
Mhm.
will be in the mix, right? You will always be in the conversation when it comes to title hounding. You look at City right now. What's your thoughts? Talk to me. I wouldn't say fear right now because you guys have done your numbers against City, and you jolly well know of the strength that you guys have. And if you guys pick up the pieces, boom, you all go. you will leave every competitor biting dust. But as you know right now, the same
Yep.
predicament that you guys are begging in, like Alex mentioned, I just want to allude to that point. You have lost that aura of invincibility. Looking at
True.
City right now, creeping up, quietly up the ladder. Do we take this guy seriously right now?
No doubt, actually, from my point of view, actually, this Man City actually will be the contender of the title as well.
Not United.
Besides, what not United. I have to be honest, not United, because you have to take this seriously. As in looking at the point of how City actually creeping up, it is actually they're not panicking at all.
They are not. You're
They're
right.
not panicking at all. They're not panicking at all. There's nothing about Pep saying that, oh, this problem, that problem, like how Klopp is ranting all the way from the games that we watch from the mistakes that he had. I mean, so-called the decisions that he had made during the FC Midtjylland games until that day.
Yep.
I look at it, he's calm and collected. He knows what he's doing, and as I can see, no disrespect to Manchester United, that they deservedly to be second
Just tell the
joint
truth,
table
lah.
first. Yep,
Just tell the
but
truth.
but
After that, my
but
turn. After that, my turn.
find,
my turn.
finding
Finding
to
Nemo.
look finding some a team to be fighting for the title will be still Man City. I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and look, you hit the nail right on the head, right? According to Victor Sim, Pep realized that this season is a marathon. And credit to Pep, he usually surprises people. Laporte can be playing every game, so Stones have to make his comeback. And this is where I think he usually make his money. This is where usually Pep will earn his stripes because people always throw shits at him for being the overthinker man. But
Okay, to add to that, just to let you know, I think we were mentioning you were mentioning about how much does Ruben Diaz cost? 55 million, was it?
yeah, around that region.
50.
Around that region.
They bought John Stones 55 million as well.
True.
Look at that. Look at the pairing. It's 110.
So okay,
110
wait.
million. So
Wait,
my
wait,
point would.
this feel like you have an underarm, like an under-table strike that you want to give to Haizam and Man City. So are
No,
you
no, no,
putting
no, no.
pressure on them that they should win because they have spent 100 million on two central defensive pairing?
They have been putting a lot of money on the central defense.
So in that theory, then they must win.
I have the feeling that by the resurgence of John Stones,
Okay.
and I'm putting Americ Laporte back into where Pep wants it to. They had this current argument that they behind the closed door whatsoever. I don't care, but he knows that it has come to a point that he must have approached Johnson and mentioned that, hey John, I need you to step up or else I ship you out.
Okay.
So he will think, hey, this is my chance.
Okay.
Johnson
I
might have think also. So that's also a possibility. So with that amount of money, I say, oh, I'm not gonna make it look like as if I bought Johnston for shit. I make it to put use. Now is the time for you to step up. Either you step up now, or I ship you out.
Oh,
So yeah,
ship it to Arsenal. Okay.
yeah.
Mayor, wow, that's a good one. Haizam, I just want to end this current topic on Man City. Where do you go after this? First and foremost, I just want to hear from you. You are up against Mourinho, master of the dark art. And this again and again, we have seen how this match will usually pan out: is the attack versus defend, white versus black, negative versus positive, optimistic versus pessimistic. You can go all the way the opposite spectrum, but where do you stand when it comes to how confident you are going into the game? Mourinho,
Mourinho is one cheeky bastard, like really. You one cheeky bastard. Never dismiss him.
never.
He will talk about park the bus and all this philosophy of his like park the bus, right? But then when he turns up, right, then suddenly you realize, hey, he's not parking the bus, lah. He's just playing, he's just throwing shit at you, like saying like, so you all like we all just rest on our laurels, nothing like, hey, he's gonna play negative football. Then suddenly he just hits it. Because you must remember, that now the fact that in Spurs, right, he doesn't have the players like he had in Chelsea, like like one hard hitting forward, and then you just pump the ball low. He has Son, he has Harry Kane, who can, who brings a different dimension in as a striker. He's not the Lukaku type, he's not the Drogba kind. He is considered a very good player in that sense, that if you look at it, that Mourinho's so-called negative football doesn't apply in Spurs. He gives that idea that we're gonna play negative football. But you look at how Spurs play, right? I don't see it as negative, lah. So I think with the fact that in the final, right, it's gonna be very interesting because I think Mourinho will see where is the weakest link in City.
Okay, and usually it's on the left, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the left. Because the thing is right now, if you look at it like left back, Benjamin Mendy is glass lah,
Cancelo.
It's a Balotelli version 2 lah, social media, all this, all that. But when it comes to crunch time, injured cannot play, And Zinchenko is a stopgap measure,
Okay.
Cancelo is when we bought Cancelo, right? He was supposed to challenge Walker for the right back.
Yeah.
But the thing is that because he is playing well, but you must remember he's not a natural left back.
True. He
So,
did cut in for
So the thing is that it would be quite surprised, to see how Spurs play lah. If Lucas Moura is not is Lucas Moura injured in Spurs? No.
No.
If Lucas Moura is playing, I think it's gonna be a tricky one for City because he's gonna exploit the left the left back of City, and he would turn in Cancelo because like I said, Cancelo is not a natural left back, and that's the weakest spot. But if you're talking pound for pound, right, I think it's gonna be interesting lah. Because you may never know, like for
United, history interesting. It's not gonna be fair. Pound for pound is not fair already.
You look at this way, like when City played against United yesterday, right? We had no natural strikers,
True.
We had no natural strikers, and we managed to score 2 goals. So the thing is that imagine that if we have our natural strikers available.
So it's not fair. It's not pound for pound already. It's not fair. You cannot say pound for pound.
Spurs have Harry Kane, what? Spurs have Harry Kane, have Son, like I'm just gonna take it as it is,
Okay.
Anyhow,
I saw how to play it down. I saw anyhow what to play it down. And then cut out of guard. Okay.
That's how Joshua had.
Sorry, Alex, you want something, Alex?
You look at their defense, their center back, how much does it cost? The left back, the right back. I think all together got 200 million.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
If you look pound for pound, you look pound for pound.
Money lah.
every tire, of course, every tire.
Aizam, you should have never come on. You should have stayed in your bed. Pound for pound. All right, Tristan Mourinho's gonna win it for the very simple reason that he needs to win something at every club he's been to. His ego will win the game for him. Trace, that's your money, man. That's your money shot. I agree totally. And I know Alex is the biggest favorite of all when it comes to Mourinho. Alex, should City be worried that they are coming up against a Mourinho's Spurs? Or is this pound for pound uneven?
I think City will prefer to play against Manchester United than Spurs.
Yeah.
Because as a Mourinho, I think it's a myth that Mourinho play park the bus football.
Okay.
Mourinho analyze his team. He know his team strength and weaknesses. He know his opponent's strength and weaknesses. So he play efficient football to win the game.
True.
That's Mourinho.
Wow.
He can play against Bayern Munich. He can play against Bayern Munich, and he can still potentially get a result of it. That's Jose Mourinho.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. And
Right.
Agree.
You nodded quite vigorously. You would have agreed, right? Because you guys were down and out. Nobody actually gave you guys a prayer against Juventus, and he did. Remember, right? Nobody gave you all a prayer, and then he turned up, at the home of Juventus, and he gave them a footballing lesson of how to play on the counter.
And Mourinho even include the mentality in fans like us, man. The result counts. Entertaining football is secondary, man. The result counts. Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's how it should be.
I love that
Yeah.
take by Alex. Alex, it's not every day that a United guy can agree with you.
Overrated. Beautiful football is a myth.
Tell that to Joel, man. Joel love you.
Bring back Tony Pulis. Bring back Tony Pulis.
Yes, super. Tony Pulis for life. Bring it.
One nil to the Arsenal lah. All long ball
Ah,
direct football.
oh,
1-0
fuck
to the
this,
Arsenal.
man. Fuck negative football. I hate it. I hate it. That's why I'm so happy. I'm so over the moon. Like Chris Wilder right now, they are languishing where they are. They are
Yeah.
anti-football. They waste my fucking money. You know how much we have to pay for Mio, you know? You know how much money we have to pay to our cable to watch Chris Wilder playing negative football? No, man. You're an absolute cunt. Get out of the league. And Alex, I love you to death, but I really, really want to go against that narrative of yours. I hate it. Out. Negative football has no place in 2021.
Oh.
No more.
All that matters.
Job is the best team lost. Football is to win. Okay, there you go. Jose Mourinho, such a Hollywood guy. Right? You can always open up a Pandora box when you mention the name Mourinho. Mourinho is always the key to unlock a conversation on its own. But then again, it's not going to talk about Mourinho right now. We're going to talk about his former player. That former player became a manager at Derby. All right, he littered up that league. A lot of credential went his way, and then we were all caught by surprise. He went back to his old haunting ground, to Stamford Bridge, and of course, there can only be that one guy cutting a forlorn figure. Frank, is Frank feeling the blues already? Right now. Mark, the biggest Chelsea fan that I've ever known. If it's not United, you have supported Chelsea.
Yeah, man.
Mark, this is your free shot. You can throw a question to anybody, but I want to hear from you. The current mire that they are in, do they still need another 200 million more to buy rice? Just rice? Uncle Roger want to buy rice, 200 million.
Lice.
Lice.
Flight lice.
Lice.
Flight lice.
Uncle Roger want to buy flight lice, 200 million. Papa Roman, can you give me?
Okay. I think you give him 1 billion ball, he can't do it. He can't do much, man. He's playing players out of position, man, and he's buying all the wrong mix of players.
Mhm.
And Frank, I mean, you know, he had that
Flight lice mix, bro.
Mayor, don't laugh first lah, Mayor.
I
yeah.
know. Sorry, Mark.
Uncle Roger, Mayor, laughing.
I remember that show where Chelsea went on a run. They whacked all the bottom team 4-0, 3-1. Won Leeds 3-1, won Sheffield 4-0. Then it was like best team in Europe. We're chasing the league. I mean, you remember that show, right? And they won 2 bottom teams and made their goal difference very beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Then everyone said, "Oh, they are going up." Then the next day they played Everton, they collapsed.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Frank, he brought Derby from the same position to the same position and
Okay,
did quite
true,
well.
true. And last season, he took a third Chelsea, all right, who finished at third during the Sarri's reign, got
Yes.
sacked cruelly. Of course, nobody
Yes.
wants to talk about it. Apparently,
Yes.
he walked out on his own accord. He
Yes.
brought Chelsea to fourth. But then again, let's put things into perspective. They were hazardless Chelsea, and they had to rely. They had to rely on the youth prospect. But little did Frank and Chelsea fans know that would probably be their best coming. That was potentially their best shot to the title, I guess, if they actually stuck to the program. Mayor, was it an over case of overspending unnecessarily?
I wouldn't say or come to that point. Overspending. Chelsea is known for buying players with all the money that they have. What? Even though they have been banned for that season for not able to buy players, they're still doing it after the ban has been overturned. Done. They serve the ban. Then they're still buying luxuriously all those players that whoever they think that they want to buy here and there. I don't know who has the final say. It looks like Frank does has the final say of buying the players. He buy all the players from anywhere, like Mark mentioned as well. Oh, all sorts of players, all the wrong mix. But at the end of the day, if it's not working out, the player still stays, or they will have to ship them out at the end of the tenure of Frank Lampard, which is I'm looking at it that it is coming soon to end that tenure with Frank.
Okay.
He is seeing a blue very soon. Looking at a serious note on that, I think Chelsea will replace him. Will replace him with another coach, and that spending is actually wasted.
Wasted. All right. Kakai at Singapore Zoo is probably more clinical than Harvest. Yes, they have actually produced a couple of babies. So you talk about potency. There you go. All right, Kakai and Mayor. If I know you have not been you have been away from our shores for the longest time, but as you know, the biggest attraction is the Singapore Zoological
Panda,
Garden right
panda.
now is the panda. Kakai and Kai. Chia chia.
I have a question for Alex. I mean, Alex, supporting a club that's very pro youth, right, in Arsenal.
Yeah.
Looking at Chelsea, when last year they were fourth, when they had a transfer ban, Lampard trusted his youth like Colin Hudson-Odoi, Mason
Mm.
Mount, Tammy
Mm.
Abraham. So when he
Reece
spent 100 million, 220 million in fact on players, and he started to choose them ahead of the youth. Do you feel that the youth at Chelsea feel betrayed, so there's a divide in the dressing room that may affect the team as well? Do you feel
it.
so?
Go for it, Lex.
When you play for a team like Chelsea, this is what you have to go through. This is what to expect, that you have to fight for your place, and you know that you have a boss that can just spend their way, and looking at what's happening at Chelsea now, just show us how good a manager Pep Guardiola is, because they both spend money, but Guardiola spent well. He bought the right players for uh Lampard. He's a football manager, just buying star player all over the place, putting them together. Hopefully they can play well, and naturally fans, even opposing fans will be very worried, and fans will be very excited about it. But things doesn't work out. So I mean, the thing that makes me wonder is, this season he spent so much money on all these star players, but why not spend on a quality centre back instead of relying on the 36-year-old Thiago Silva?
True.
That's
And-
that's a big myth.
Yeah.
That's a big
I think
Yeah.
I think not only us non-Chelsea fans, even Chelsea fans themselves will be beleaguered by that same question, right? Why didn't we spend whatever remaining money we had on a quality centre back as well, rather than again just fortifying our attacking front? Why not we actually spend that little money that we had left on a quality centre back? And again, if reports were to be believed, they were trying to move for Koulibaly. Mark, I don't know the degree of truth, right? But they were talk. There were talks. There were really whispers about
Not
Koulibaly,
so strong.
Chelsea. They talk about a potential hijack as well. And then Alex, remember when we were on the verge of signing Gabriel Magalhaes? Also, we were also again were greeted with that root shot that hey, there is a potential that Gabriel deal might be hijacked by Chelsea. That didn't happen. That didn't happen, but it's now proving to the detriment of Frank and his future. I want to throw this to Haizam. Haizam, you've seen a managerial carousel over there at Man City. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Haizam. Is Pep right now the longest tenure, right? When it comes to
Yes.
managing Man City, the
If you're
during the
talking about, if you are talking the post
oil money,
all money, yeah.
yeah,
Basically the longest serving
the longest stay. Yeah,
manager,
and
tenure, okay.
and this is where I want to again just take this conversation elsewhere. Just don't be completely myopic about just Frank and his future. I just want to talk about the impact of sacking managers, and I just want to share this right now with you all. Let me see if I can get this up quickly. Yeah, there you go. Because I love to throw a shade or two at Chelsea, but if I want to be again just objective and fair, I really sympathize with that guy, man. This was Frank Lampard's comment after Chelsea sacked AVB. I hate AVB to the death, especially when he actually took on Spurs. That boy speak too much, and he delivers nada, kosong, nothing. He delivered nothing. All right, he was supposed to be the next coming of Jose Mourinho. He did not even lace Jose Mourinho track shoe, nothing at all. But this is what he said, Frank Lampard on Villa's boss, right? The player had no part in his dismissal. He played his cards and they didn't work. Maybe he was too young. Maybe the job was too soon for him. Oh, Renaissance period, huh? Deja vu.
Karma biting back right now.
Ooh.
Okay.
Haizam. My most
Actually,
friend. Where do you
if
go?
you if like for the Chelsea, ever since the Roman era lah, the manager post is a poison chalice lah.
Yep.
You know, whoever whether you succeed or not, you're still gonna be sacked lah. Because at the end of the day, I still feel that Roman sees Chelsea as his plaything. A football manager So when they bought Timo Werner, right? I always thought that Timo Werner will have gone to Liverpool because all this talk, Liverpool was in for him. Then suddenly Chelsea, just throw a curveball. Then Timo Werner was at Chelsea. I was like, huh? Like why do they need Timo Werner when I feel that they needed a proper leader in that sense. Because if you look at it, I think talking about why they got Thiago Silva,
Mm.
because if you look at it, there is no leader in Chelsea on the
Mm.
field. They let go David Luiz, to Arsenal. They let go Willian because the idea was to bleed the youngster and get rid of the 30-year-old above lah. But having said that, this season with Lampard, I think this statement just bite him back in the ass lah, big time lah. You
No,
know,
no.
really like, yeah.
Twitter beat him in his ass, not Lampard. Twitter
Yeah,
did it.
yeah. The thing is that with the fact that he didn't exactly set the championship on fire with Derby, right? So what makes him like capable of taking a poison chalice job? Just because he's a former player. I think it's the same problem that he has, like how Ole is at United. You know,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
former player, former legend, coming back, the prodigal son, give him a chance, see how it goes lah. But then he realized lah that the post is really a poison chalice for the longest time lah.
Okay.
If Sari, who did so well,
Uh,
despite what all the things that he had against him, and
yeah.
he can just walk away.
Yeah.
It says a lot lah about the Chelsea board, or even
Management.
Roman for that matter lah.
Yeah, and
Because
welfare. Yeah.
I think player power has existed when Roman came into the picture.
Okay.
Boy.
When Roman took
Yeah,
over Chelsea, player power was so strong that I
yeah.
think it's difficult for managers, whoever they were at Chelsea, to actually stamp their foot lah. Because at the end of the day, right, players, I don't want to play for the manager lah. Fuck shit lah. Let's make it his problem lah.
Yeah.
You know, I think Mourinho certainly mentioned it before that when he went back and he got sacked again, he just said that the culture is Chelsea had that Roman culture lah, where your best is not my best,
True.
so off you go lah.
Yes. Yep.
So
Uh,
Lampard, unfortunately, he's just running out of time lah.
but Mayor, surely,
Yeah.
right? Surely, judging by what Haizaf might have actually just lay in, surely not. Surely the legend of all legends, Super Frankie, the players wouldn't have the balls and courage, right, to throw this manager, this legendary of a player, not manager, legendary of a player, under the bus.
You
Are
might
we
be
suggesting? Are we suggesting a mini revolt here?
you might be surprised, man. Although with the so-called uh, the players that he has, which is coming out from the youth system of Chelsea and also the youngsters that Chelsea has, I'm not surprised that it will go against Frankie and they will throw him under the bus. I'm not surprised because with what we can see that he tried to play the players that actually who's not actually performing for Chelsea.
Yes.
Week in, week out, we can see that he put the players like Odoi, then he played Tammy Abraham. He scores, maybe he don't score, but the player who is up front, who's actually we are looking at, is Oliver Giroud,
Yeah.
who is actually waiting for. Yeah. Come on, man. I'm looking at. I say, hey, the crosses came in, but there's no one there. Knowing that Oliver Giroud will be the one player who actually will be like, hey, he's gonna be the one who's scoring with the kind of crosses. He's still playing with these players, and I'm saying, I'm not surprised. At the end of the day, these players will turn their backs against him and throw him under the bus. There won't be like I say, Frank, we still trust Frank. Frank is still our manager. No such thing. All these players want it's for the club to succeed, and with a good manager who actually can play with the technique or the way how Chelsea can play. I'm not surprised that they will throw him under the bus.
Thanks, Mayor. And for those of you guys who are chiming in live right now, still, thank you so much. We've still got a bit to cover right now, a bit of ground to cover. I want to really hear it from you guys, man. When it comes to Frank Lampard, is it fair? Is it fair that it's early, that the juries are out is it fair that right now the axe or the knife is being heralded or just being is just probably skiing his neck right now? Is it fair for Frank Lampard, a young manager? Shouldn't we give more time, more space for a manager of such caliber to be groomed, to come into the league? And we all know the nature of the beast. It's a result driven business. You lose one, suddenly all you hear in the media is there is a next manager ready to take on your job. And this is where I want to chime in again, just again as a moderator for today. Alex,
Mm.
I've got this to share with you. I just want to get this up. When it comes to again the managerial change, a musical chair, man, and sometimes it does not excite me because we can't have short memories when it comes to football, because our manager was talk of the town. He was flavor of the month. And a lot of managers, a whole host of managers, were being linked to Arsenal. But we all do know for sure that he has been given that vote of confidence. Shouldn't it apply the same for Frank Lampard and Chelsea as well? Or do you think this is where you separate the cream from the crop? This is where ambition, all right, will become tail of the tape.
Okay, I'm worried. Okay, let's say today you give your wife $500.
Okay, I
Okay,
usually do that daily basis.
okay, let's say morning, give your wife $500. You ask her to go to a supermarket. Okay,
Okay.
darling, go and buy. I give you $1,000 today. I
Oh.
want you to buy the best food back for me.
Mm.
Okay, then come back buy tauge you buy canned food you bought stale fish and the food is not up to the expectation. What will you do?
I said, darling, where's the change?
Huh?
I said, darling, where's the
Ah.
change? Can I have the change back? Because I can recycle the money.
The worst thing is I spend it all. I didn't keep it. I spent it all. And this is the quality of the food I buy back for you.
What's the guy's name? What's the guy?
But you get my point. The fact of the
Yeah,
matter is Chelsea is different.
Okay.
The boss gave him $220 million to spend. So
Okay.
naturally, not just the owner, even the fans, the expectation is up there. With this kind of money, Chelsea virtually buy an entire new team. They virtually buy an entire new team.
But,
I mean,
but what about his legendary status? I'm sure it will come for something, right, Alex?
you see, this is one thing I never understand in football.
Alamak.
What's the link between the legendary status of the player and his
That's a good
coaching?
question.
What's the link? What's this romance
Okay,
thing?
there is there is no link, but there are evidential experiences which we all see unfolding in front of our very eyes, with people like Pep Guardiola coming back to Barcelona, Zinedine Zidane coming back to Real
Real
Madrid,
Madrid.
right? There are evidence out there to prove and suggest, yes, that romance is still alive. Chivalry is not completely dead.
Mhm.
I mean,
Why are we becoming overly squarish?
I don't buy in. I don't buy into that lie. I mean, that's me lah. And for Lampard, I feel that he know what he's getting when he take the job.
Okay.
And to be fair to him, no time is the right time. He
Ooh.
might have made those comments against on Via Boys, during back the days. But now he's presented the chance. He will say yes. Any one of us will say yes. No time, right
True.
time. But it can only go either way. Yeah.
And if that's the case, right, Alex? If that's the case, how then a young manager can come on board? Because it seems like, given all the theory that we have laid on the table, it seems like the top jobs are only meant and reserved and carved out for the big managers. Whatever happened to the young managers? How are we supposed to unearth another rare gem if we keep giving the top jobs to only the perceived qualified ones? Is football turning that way right now?
No, but then again, you look at Lampard. The jump is from Derby to Chelsea. Derby to Chelsea. I mean, even for Ole from the last time Norwegian Cup to Manchester United. You see
Arteta from City training ground to Arsenal.
Yeah, which I never understand also. I never understand, and unfortunately, that's how football is. People just love this romance thingy of so they have to face it lah.
Man, Alex, thank you so much, man. Alex, love to hear it from you.
Yeah, man.
Always brutal.
And now for Lampard, his job is on the line, right? Who are the managers that's rumored to take over? Are people like
Thomas Tuchel.
Allegri, these are the more experienced, established managers,
Okay.
which I think should be the way.
Oh, Mark.
They have to do the match lah.
Mark. Headache. You give an opportunity to young manager, you cannot wait. You cannot give them time. And then we fans right here, we are always like I mentioned, we are all celebrating the romance. We want to be happy again. But we also, like Alex mentioned, it's always or rather Haizan mentioned, it's always a poison chalice. And that's why sometimes we don't want our legends to actually take on the job. Mayor, you will run through that track when Steven Gerrard eventually takes on the Liverpool's job.
Yeah, that's the next one.
Right? That's the next one.
Correct, Alex. That's definitely true. When Stevie G is gonna be up for, whether he's up for that post or not, let's say he has been appointed. Of course, he will not turn it down because it's his legendary club and where he's born and bred with his football and playing style. But when it comes to decision making, like what Frankie is facing right now, from his so-called. He's a superb midfielder, to be honest with you.
The best, man. The best.
One of the best. His pairing with Steven Gerrard in England was, to me, was excellent. There's no doubt about it. Let's go put it to the fact that manager right now, not so. Inexperience, yes. Not enough of experience. Inexperience, like Alex mentioned, from Derby to Chelsea. It's just because he has that status that he was an ex-Chelsea player, a legend football player, to take over his ex-playing club, not managing club, playing club. That's another question, That's another whole story. That's why Alex mentioned that. What's the link? I don't understand. I have to agree with him. We look at this. Okay, stats don't lie.
Yes.
Okay, the shit that I'm not going to talk about is what though? They have Evan Grant, Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, Claudio Ranieri, Rafa Benitez, Luis Felipe Scolari, Gus Hiddink, Mario Sarri, Roberto Di Matteo, Andrea Bolas-Was, and he's the lowest, Frank Lampard, with all the matches and how many status. But he has been given the leeway right now, the leeway, because he's an ex-player, whereas the rest of them are not. Yeah.
Okay, but
they said that, okay. Mark, before you continue, just want to say this.
I love that.
We love you. Okay, that's always we. So I'm looking at it that it is because of that status that he has, because he is an ex-player. They're giving this opportunity, just like Ole has.
You look at the position of his claws. like
I beg to differ on the part because Ole had a few jobs before he went to United. Okay, but Lampard was different because he only had less than the whole season with Derby. Then he went to Chelsea.
But Mark, he was a bottle job, right? Yes, he had a job, but it was a bottle job at Cardiff.
For Ole, yeah, but we can't argue the fact and Molde that he delivered. So it's hard for me to counter argue on that. But for Gerrard, because when I watch Scottish football, I'm a very strong supporter of Rangers. Then I watched Gerrard over his seasons at Rangers, right? He really transformed the club. Rangers were nothing. They had financial trouble. Gerrard rebuilt the squad from Premier League. All right, then Rangers. This season, they are unbeaten. They have the best goal difference. Europa League, they qualified in a group with Benfica undefeated. That's why I feel that Gerrard is the right man to lead Liverpool because what he did at Rangers, right, it's not easy.
And Mark, I want to go to you, man. I love to hear from you when it comes to football, right? Because you are really objective and you're fair, unlike Alex. So,
Wow.
did I say that? Oh, it was not meant for the
What? Apa ni? You whack your own fan. You whack your own
Nah,
fan.
Alex, I love him the most, man. Arteta for Arsenal, another example, was not sacked despite the run of games. Watching AFTV was interesting in that period. I don't know who you support, man, but your club must be boring that you don't have your own fan channel. But then, is this the time that we should be a bit of patience? Right, it's a virtue anyway. That's what I read from all the famous quote on Google, that patience is indeed a virtue. So if you don't offer the room for improvement, you don't give room for them to grow as a manager, are these players going to continue taking the odd jobs before they can actually plunge themselves into the big ones?
Okay, because for this, right, I would rather a manager have a bit of experience before they move on to their top clubs as sentiment, because as legends. We look at Pirlo, nobody, not assistant, just thrown into the job at Juve. Where are Juve now? 7 points behind in the both Milans, right? With Cristiano Ronaldo. And you look at Gerrard, I mean, Rangers are leading Celtics by 9 points if Celtics win their game in hand.
But
And
wait,
they won.
could the same argument be made about Gerrard? Because look, yes, Rangers has been on the slump for the longest year, but the magnitude of the club is still one of the biggest club in Scottish football. And if he flounders there in Scotland, the same argument will be put into the basket again. Why did we appoint a complete novice in such a big job? So why is it different from Gerrard to the Frank Lampard's case?
Because, okay, Gerrard is going to win a trophy this year. It's confirmed. It means he delivered. But for Lampard's case, right, he brought Derby from the same position to the same position, went to the playoff and bottled. But Gerrard delivered a team in a slump. I mean, from winning the league this season, which he will do, right? In Europa League, he's undefeated. I mean, and now Rangers are to feature in the knockout stage of Europa League is already an achievement. So the job he does at Rangers with the limited budget, right? He deserves a shot at Liverpool, because Liverpool owners are FSG, where they have they are penny pinchers. So I mean, Gerrard with limited resource will deliver for sure. I mean, so I feel that Mayer should give Gerrard a chance at Liverpool. I'm supporting Gerrard because I love him at Rangers, man. If he can stay at Rangers all the way, I'll be happy, because then Celtics won't win 9 in a row already. But we know Gerrard is prime and packed for that Liverpool job, which I hate the most, because it's going to be Ole versus Gerrard or someone else versus Gerrard. I never know, man. So that's for Liverpool, yeah.
Maybe Hey Jude again chime in, and
It's a good point there.
it's a good point. This is where I probably might want to relent for a bit. It was easy for Gerrard at Ranger because he was never legend of that team and the pressure was lesser. But you got to remember, he's an Englishman traveling to Scotland. There's a ball of hostility when it comes to nationality. They both not kawan-kawan,
Braveheart.
Braveheart, and
Forgot Braveheart,
you never watch Braveheart, is it? Englishman.
This one is Jude. Freedom! Oh, you forgot.
You cannot feel at all. No, there's zero room for error. All right, the margin is almost non-existent for an Englishman to be in Scotland and flounder badly. You don't do that, especially when you're in Rangers. All right, and Kristen mentioned here, I can have patience with my cat, but my cat is never going to fly. Same with some managers. Kristen, just because you mentioned about flying cat, I want to put you to a spot. I want to debunk that myth, absolute bullshit that you don't have flying cat. Because I go onto Google and I type flying cat, I could see many flying cats. Right? So that theory has been thrown into the gutters when you mention about flying cat. Dude, there's so many flying cats. All right, so come in with.
How about the cat? The kind of cat and the kind of cat I see different. Mine is pussy.
Hey, everybody! If you have a flying pussy here, that means you have done something wrong already. Haizam, being the most calm and collected here, Haizam, let's put this tie to bed. what's your sentiment? How should we fans again manage our expectations when it comes to the managerial post, especially when it's our own, when it's our legend coming back to the forefront of things?
Okay, I think in the past few times that I was on here, right, I mentioned that we should no we should give time to managers lah. You know, the managerial roller coaster is really a joke nowadays, because if you see if you keep sacking managers, right,
Mhm.
there's no stability, there's no continuity. I mean, if you look at where, if you look at the era of Ferguson, Wenger, managers were given time to basically build up their identity. Yeah, lah, granted, fast forward, modern football has changed a lot lah in that sense, but changing managers does not give any stability to a club. Full stop.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, and I think coming back to the question of, especially when it comes to legends, I mean, if you take a former legend to
Yeah.
be your manager, give him the same time, give him the same respect. Like, I think for Chelsea, right, for like what I said, I still stand by what I feel like Roman sees as a plating. If you remember, I think we forgot to mention that Matteo was interim manager, right? He won the
Yeah.
league, Champions
Yeah.
League.
Legend,
Yep,
right?
What
interim.
happened? The interim won the Champions League. Look what happened. Give him
Bye.
give him the goodbye. I mean,
Yeah.
it's total disrespect, because he's a former manager. He's not exactly a big part player. He was considered one of the first teamers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's a legend in that sense, but you don't give that same respect, then there's no stability. You don't, you keep questioning, you keep undermining a manager's position by by all these ridiculous decision, like you're not giving him the full support. Then it's never ending lah. The managerial role, basically roller coaster, will go around, go around, will keep going on, and there will be no stability.
Yeah, true.
That's the saddest part.
Yeah.
So I feel that if you're talking about Chelsea, yeah, Lampard may not be the perfect manager now, but like I said, if you sack him, where do Chelsea go
Go
from
true.
from there? Where
Yeah.
like you get a top, manager, bring his own philosophy. Then if Roman feels that no, it doesn't fit my philosophy, okay, bye
Mm.
bye. It's so what?
I-
Where it goes?
True.
Yeah,
True. Agree.
yeah.
Okay. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Um,
Yes.
if I can add on,
Yes. Go ahead.
I think we have to be very realistic and face the fact that time, patience, stability
Mhm.
does not exist in
Hmm.
EPL football.
No.
It is a fact. I mean, let's face it. Let's face it.
Maybe
Fans of fans. I mean, fans of a big club, they will not have the patience to allow time, stability. No, I tell you, your team go on the. Just look at what Arsenal go through.
I love
Imagine now, look at our 7-match losing run.
Mm.
Imagine this happened to any of your club. Time, patience, bullshit one.
It's not a big club problem. No. I think it's a EP. I think I agree with Alex. It's
Ah.
actually a English league problem where
Yes.
time, patience, and stability is non-existent anymore. Like if you look at even the lower clubs, right? Like when a manager hits a winless streak, they lose the dressing room. That's it. Bye. Adios.
Wrong.
There's no stability.
Wrong, Aizam. Wrong. Sheffield United will say otherwise.
Yeah, Sheffield United, the manager is going to get sacked sooner or later. It's just a matter of
Winless.
time. It's just a matter of time.
Anthem. That's what they lost 9-0 to Leicester City.
Uh-huh.
They lost 9-0. But they kept him. He was on the brink, but look where are they now? Imagine this would happen to any other club. You think he'll still be here? No way.
come to Spurs, I still here.
Even if the owner was cheap, I tell you the fans will cow pay on.
Alex, sorry man, I cannot take you seriously and those points you have just made after you mentioned flying pussy. I cannot take you seriously. I think you just go into the comment section. I cannot take you seriously already.
All right.
Okay, but in essence, right? You see, this is where the divide is. Alex, like I mentioned, he's always brutal. He's always translucent. You can always see through him. He say no bullshit. No, time is no longer of the essence, or rather, time is of the essence. That's why if the result does not come your way, the next thing you should look for the contingency plan is bye bye. Who's the next guy? Next better player. But
Mm.
Haizam and me and probably Mark as well. I don't know, Mayor, where you stand. Probably you are the purist. You would say, no, give a bit of time. Like, remember, Alex, when AFTV, when we won against United, take your time with it. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. So
Try to play yesterday.
sometimes we really have to take our time with it, right? Okay, fast one, fast one. Sorry, I know it's different with Gerard because he's a Scouse, and Scots have kind of love for the Scousers in the right mind. Is that right, Mayor? Mayor, do you agree with that? Is that strong
Definitely.
reason?
Well, I have to agree with that because of the Scouse accent and all those Scottish would just accept him, even though I mean, right now where he's standing right now, with the wins and everything, what Mark has said, unbeaten,
Unassailable.
Europe, yeah, there's nothing going done wrong lah,
Yeah,
done
lah.
wrong. Yep.
Okay. Alif Ramzan, thank you, man. Alif, I've never seen him before, right, Mark? Have you seen him anywhere before? No.
Nah,
Thank you so much, man. If you're chiming in, thank you so much. Really appreciate your presence. This also creates the player power atmosphere, and this is what we shouldn't give rise to. If every single time when a player throw their toys out of the pram and the board plays to that tune, what does it signal? What does it signal? That the player have the ultimate say. And we don't want that day to come. Unfortunately, it is happening right now. We have seen a couple of managers sacked because of the players.
Player power. Yeah.
Yeah, player power is something that we should actually just curtail. It shouldn't rise to the top. It shouldn't.
Jose
But
Mourinho lah. Jose Mourinho was sacked because of player power.
yeah,
yeah,
United
he got
Jose.
sacked. He got sacked. But then yet again, we are also the same people who would always wax lyricals about Mourinho, saying that he always have everything under control, that nobody is bigger than him. Bullshit, absolute bullshit. Because he got sacked at Chelsea and Real Madrid because of player power. So
Yeah.
even a manager of his caliber got sacked because of players revolt, because of players power. If we actually condone this kind of behaviors, what will football transform into? Right? And I think that's a dangerous state of affairs for football. My opinion, man. My opinion. We want to go to the next one. Before we do that, what Alex said is spot on. At the end of the day, football is a business. Tristan, if you want to get Alex's number, please PM him, Alexander Lee, because from now, from first to the end, Alex is spot on. Alex is spot on. Alex, yeah, your future client. I give you already, Tristan Low. I don't think his issue is just the Premier League, same elsewhere. Look at Tuchel. PSG is a classic case. It's a different case, perhaps. They are in their own bubble. They are competing against themselves. So there's always the inner demon telling them to sack their own managers.
Yeah, for our viewers, a PSG a Posh first game draw with Saint Etienne.
Jalan. Ex-manager, ex-player. Right. So we go to the last one. I know we have run again, slight overrun, but quickly. If you all can just hang on for a bit. Mayor, you are looking a bit sheepish, unsettled right now. Do you have to go? This current moment, Mayor? You okay?
In a bit.
Okay. Right,
Okay.
8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. Quickly, we go through this. Does the FA Cup still mean anything or something to anybody? But before we do that, breaking news, Mayor. This will actually concern you. Aston Villa closed training ahead of their FA Cup game tie versus Liverpool after significant coronavirus outbreak. Is that why Tiban pulled out today, Mark? Because Tiban was supposed to be on the show? No? Because of the coronavirus. A large number of first team players and staff tested positive, and also just to prove the entire message or comment that I've just spoke about. There you go. This is straight from the Independent. Aston Villa reports significant coronavirus, and I'm very sure he got this from this source. And there will also talk of a walkover, Mayor. Yeah, there you go. If Aston Villa deem unsafe to play tomorrow's game, FA board will decide whether the match can be rescheduled. If not, they
will walk over, because it's like the case of the EFL where Tottenham walk over Leyton Orient because of unable to schedule the match in time because of the fixture power after the fourth round, I think. So I think Liverpool walk over.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Where do you stand on this right now? Do you want to see this tie to be played out in its whole entirety, or
I know I'm in the mix. I'm in the mixed feeling, but I would prefer it to be played out rather than be walk over.
Won't I will
It's
walk.
just yeah.
And
So-
me, you are a traditionalist yourself, right? You have support of let's put Liverpool aside. Football for that matter. That's the subject right now. Football and the FA Cup. You have watched football for at least 3 decades close,
Yep.
and the FA Cup right now has always fallen down the pecking order in terms of its prestige and also its significance. And also you're a Liverpool fan.
Mm.
Your manager has never given a flying fuck about the FA Cup. He picked his as well. In fact, last season he tried really hard to lose the FA Cup. He did not. He didn't. He didn't. Right. He tried really hard to lose. But
He just did this.
yes, he did. He swiped right like Tinder, right? Or swipe
Yeah.
left. I think that's what you do right on Tinder. I don't know, but he swiped left. But I want to hear from you, the traditionalist, the purist of football, right? The elder statesman. What does it mean, man, for you? The FA Cup. Do we still have to go hot on its tail every season, especially for a club of your magnitude and stature?
As in okay, you mentioned it. The pecking order has gone down. I have to agree.
Okay.
Not coming from as a Liverpool fan, but coming from English football club for followers, it has gone down because everybody is gunning for the bigger ones, the big
Okay.
years, Europa, because they want to be in that in that order that they are recognized because they are one of the European big clubs. But looking at it, to me, FA Cup is still the all English cup that Liverpool itself wants to win.
Okay.
Wants to win because in this reign of so-called Klopp right now, this is one of the cup that actually Liverpool should be winning before he actually ends his tenure as a manager, because he has won the league, won the Champions League, he has won everything. But FA Cup, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. This is what I believe that all English club wants to play in the FA Cup. Okay, even though in the third division, EFL Championship, it is an opportunity to be where all these major giants of the English clubs meet.
Road to Wembley.
Yeah, man. Road to Wembley. It's yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, man. It is something that I always look forward to. I don't feel that the pecking order has run me down and not watching the FA Cup. I always look forward for an FA Cup. What call that? A trail.
Yeah.
It's a good challenge for all the English club to play. It could be an upset, beating the bigger teams.
Yeah, the romance of it.
No, that is the best part. Sometimes you will see, but winning it is something that we played with all the best of the English teams. Then to win it is something way of different, because they stand for a title of we are the champions of all the English clubs.
True. Haizam, the FA Cup, Haizam, why has it become so inconsequential right now?
I think if you're talking about the big clubs, right, I think Mayer said it best that everyone wants to be the top European clubs in Europe. But I think if you're looking at the romantics of the FA Cup, right, I always look, okay, I mean, putting aside my City, tinted glasses it will be interesting when you see a small club, in like maybe the third division or even the non-league, putting an upset. Let's say for instance, maybe a non-league club, who has fallen, maybe a giant who has fallen out of the league, suddenly beating one of the top teams. That's the beauty, that's the magic of the FA Cup, because it gives the English clubs an opportunity to be basically like, of all the hundreds of English clubs in England, you are the basically you are the best. So the FA Cup is actually a testament of of all the English clubs, you are the best. I mean, it still means something, But if you're looking at the fact that we are past that stage, then it's a different thing altogether. But I still feel that English teams generally would consider that, I may be in the EPL, but I want to be the champions of the number one team in England, by winning the FA Cup. So I still feel that the FA Cup is still relevant in that sense.
Alex, maybe you want to disagree. You always want to go left instead of right. Look at this picture, man. Because of this picture, we went to Western, rushing to get the new jersey. Remember when we wore the jersey? Well, we did our watch along. Um, he mentioned it's still relevant. Mayer gave his again own affidavit, all right, his own defense that maybe because of the bigger competition, let's say, that's why he has now currently drowned. But remember those days when we and Manchester United were going hammer and tongs at each other, and Sir Alex mentioned it's only completed. The season is only well done if you have won the Premier League and the FA Cup. Why has it fallen so far back right now when it comes to importance for the FA Cup?
I think it's because of mainly because of the emergence of the European Championship, the Champions League, the Europa. You know, um, uh, a lot more money, attention. You know, is placed on the Champions League, and it take away the shine from FA Cup. Yeah. I mean, I'll be more I'll be more excited to watch Arsenal versus Barcelona compared to Arsenal versus Wigan or Cantos, you know. And if you were to ask me how I look at FA Cup, I mean, you know, like what you said, last season we are so happy that we won a cup. You know, we at the moment we rush over to buy the jersey. That's also partly because where we are. You know, we are clutching. We are clutching.
Put a downer, man. Always put a downer.
You see, I mean, we are eight. We are eight on the table, and. But,
Let me remind you of the scenes.
What?
Continue. Talk to Arteta. Talk to my manager.
So how important is a cup depend on which club you support. Okay, let's say if I am a Liverpool or a Man City fan.
Okay.
Okay, to me, every cup totally not interested.
Hmm.
Win, lose, never mind. I'm more interested in winning a title. I'm more interested in the Champions League. If I were to win the FA Cup, it's just a bonus. That's if I'm a Liverpool fan or maybe a Man City fan. But you know, but if I'm an Everton fan, Newcastle fan,
Okay.
yes, it means a lot. But to me, you know, once again, it's about this title, this status of being a big club. Star players want to join you because you're a big club. Star players don't want to join you because you are FA Cup holder. Because
I was supposed to be angry.
They won't join you. They join you because you're playing a Champions League.
Putting into perspective, the FA Cup, when we mention it, it fuck up, man.
Hey, funny though, this guy. He's an Arsenal fan. We record holder. He gives zero credit, zero credit to the competition that we have won the most. Forward.
I will change that now for Champions League or for every season. I want to be among the big boys.
Yeah, big boys and get whacked like prata kosong, like prata plaster every single season. You rather have that than a silverware that we can talk about a decade down the road. We can still tell our grandson, our children that hey, we've won an FA Cup against all odds. Would you rather tell that little story to your son? Hey, we got packed 8-0, man, by Barcelona. We do. What a great day it was because we were in the Champions League.
Then I will shoot back a question at you. Will you want to tell your son that we are the FA Cup holder every season for the past 100 years?
Right now, we are the record holder, Alex.
Correct. I mean, it's good to have.
Panas.
Record to have. I value Champions League more than FA Cup. I'm the minority. I acknowledge that I'm the minority.
It's hard to be a minority. It's hard to be a minority. I get it. It's okay. This is how we speak, right? Me and Alex. It's the oldest cup competition. Got to put some respect and name on it. Still pretty prestige, of course. Why some team devalue it, I don't understand. Maybe this is why Mark, you can chime in. But Mark, before you answer that, just hold on. But Alex, Auba joins for the FA Cup. No, wrong fact. Because we didn't win the FA Cup when Auba actually joined us. Conte got sacked even though he won FA Cup. No, he did not, Manish. He got sacked because he lost to my team. FA Cup final. You cannot remember, is it, Manish? You guys won the league, but you guys lost to the FA Cup to the mighty Gunners. And the Alex fans. And then okay, come on, you shaking your head. Where did you go? Say something on this. Hey, wait. Did I get this right? Conte got sacked. Did he actually win the FA Cup?
Hey, did he?
He did. He did.
He did.
He won the league.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay.
He did.
Your Honor, I would like to retract that statement. Your Honor, I'm sorry.
He did.
He did, huh? He did, huh?
He
Okay.
did.
But then again, Mark, I just want you to go on before we close shut for today. Devaluation of the FA Cup. Is this again? There is an air of inevitability. Do we have to now live with that fact that FA Cup is just another Mickey Mouse Cup?
No, I think for the past 1.5 years, it was because of COVID, right? Where the schedule was so tight that people had to throw away some tournaments, and the FA Cup was one of them.
Yep.
And to me, the second reason was the need of the teams. I mean, Liverpool under Klopp, he wanted the league, so Klopp didn't have a look at the FA Cup at all. Then for City wanted the Champions League, so the FA Cup to them is a bonus. For United, right, we wanted top 4. What is FA Cup? That's why I felt that because of the need of some teams, right, that the FA Cup become devalued over time. So that's my reason. Because you see, you compare City, Chelsea, Liverpool, 3 teams not interested in FA Cup already.
That's why.
Last time.
Or maybe United are scared to win the FA Cup because the manager will be sacked after that.
I don't know. I think the manager value top. You see, United, they value top 4 more than FA Cup now. You ask any United fan, they will prefer top 4 over the FA Cup. But if you ask the Arsenal and Tottenham fan, right, they will prefer the FA Cup.
This
Because
feels like
Tottenham doesn't win any trophy.
a China logo. It feels like a China logo. Am I supposed to react or what?
The top 4 versus your rival who never win a trophy. Of course, your rival.
Let us say okay. Let us say okay. Okay. Let us say okay.
Why you want FA Cup? Then Aizam won Champions League. Why you want FA Cup?
Why? Always forward. Always forward.
All the titles if you all 6 title competition, might as well just go for all 6, right?
Yeah,
but I don't know why you all try, but always fail. Other than the treble, other than that, you all lost to Arsenal.
United value the AFL Cup over FA Cup. Maybe also because winning the FA Cup won't qualify the club for champion. No. That's a possibility. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Technically, Arsenal have the record for winning a trophy that everyone throws away. Is there a record that we want to be proud of? I'm proud.
I remember Gerrard celebrated quite heavily when they won the FA Cup. Something they celebrate so heavily for.
Can you remind them, Mark? Can you remind them, please? They need a flashbang reminder.
I remember. Then Gerrard the streamer, then we run and go and kiss the camera again. So I think
that was a rupture celebration. What? They forgot already, is it? Wrong. Arsenal, Man City, and Chelsea was the last 3 winners, so it proves big teams still wants it. Victor, I love you. You're the best right now. If I had $1,000, I would have
because Victor mentioned big teams.
Yeah, that's why Victor is my boy. But there you go. Before we close this has been really, really fun. I know for sure if I have Mayor, Alex, and Haizam, it will always be this noisy, right? It will always hit crescendo. I just want to go again round table. All right, circular motion. FA Cup, yes or no? Start with Mayor. Mayor, FA Cup, yes or no? And let's there's a bit of inclination or inklings towards it. FA Cup, but that means you will suffer a bit in your league form.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Haizam?
Yes.
You will ask Alex.
Yes. Period. Full stop.
Alex, I'm gonna ask you lah. You're my favorite guest lah. Come on lah.
What?
Yes or no, FA Cup?
We got nothing to play for, We might as well go for it. Sorry?
What?
Well, I rather we go for the try to create miracle and push for top 4 lah. Try to create miracle lah.
Okay lah. So no for you lah. No,
I mean, our club has generate to such a stage whereby top 4 is everything lah.
Okay, top 4 is everything for you. Is the annual for Arsenal. So again, if it's going to jeopardize our league run in, no. Mark, for yourself, you guys semi-finals?
No. I mean,
Season
okay, looking at our league position and looking at how Ole throw semi-finals, I know, don't want throw it.
throw away. Okay, you also want to throw away. You action now, huh?
No choice, right? If not, the league jeopardized, right? Of course not, throw away.
Throw away. So wait. Right now, at the back of your mind, you really think, genuinely think that United can push for the title, Mark?
If we don't have, we have less to challenge, right? If we Ole just picks the league alone, right? Yes, can. No injuries can anyway.
Okay, I like my man when he calls it. All right, so there you go. If Alex don't like means it's too small of a cup. Hey, Alex, yeah. Alex don't like small cup. Alex, what kind of cup do you like, Alex? If it's not small, handful by the grab of Arsenal should win you until you but United also I'm losing my mind, but before I do so, I just want to shut this off. Happy New Year to all of you who have chimed in today. Again, thank you so much to all my guests. I know we have actually run over time as usual. This is the big focus. We only focus on the big stuff, all right? And this is again, we'll be back. Don't forget to catch up our regular fixture Monday United. Wednesday Wednesday, Liverpool, and also Thursday. Remember, the big focus right now is on Thursday. It's no longer Friday. In conjunction of the phase 3 in Singapore, I don't want you guys to be again listening to me blabbering nonsense on Friday. So it's now on Thursday. Dream on comes. Apa dah Glenn Naman? Suddenly Dream on comes last minute entry. Steven Tan. Dream on comes. All right. With that, this is me, Anwari, Napshot Studio. Also, my man there, Mark Rosage, Mayor for Napshot, Haizam Alexander. We all love you. Keep it locked here, Napshot, baby. We shall see you in the next round of the Big Focus. Bye bye. Ciao. Boom.